Hi, and this is Mike Garner doing another Witnessing the World topless in Thailand. I've said that before, but I am topless today because it's so warm. It's raining here, but very humid, and I like this weather. And it's evening time now, 6 hours ahead in Thailand of Greenwich Mean Time, UK time. So this little presentation is all about service, and it's come from a personal experience and something that I've noticed quite a lot, because the project here is relatively new. Everything in the property is new, in the main house, also in the guest house, and all the developments on the land, the builds, it's all new stuff, new plumbing, new electrics, new fittings, new fixtures, new vehicles. And it's been a long time since I've spent so much money and bought so many things and dealt with so many retailers and wholesalers and builders merchants. And it's been a real experience because there's been a mix of service and attentiveness from the people that have helped. Generally speaking, it's been an excellent experience. People have been extremely good. I would say far better even when I've not been completely satisfied with what's happened. It's been a far better experience than the experiences I've had in the UK. So I would say that there's far more respect here. There's a better quality here of workmanship, but all of the materials are, the resources aren't as available. A lot of things here are imported. Those are very expensive. The things that are built here, Thailand build is very good, but the stuff that's imported from other Asian countries, the Chinese materials, or at least the stuff that's here, lawn mowers and stuff, electrical goods that are Chinese, for some reason seem to be very poor quality, don't last very long. The kettles, some of the kitchen appliances. So I've stayed away from those personally and gone for quality. But why am I talking about this? Because it's made me reflect in witnessing this. One of the things that's been consistent is the quality of the people turning up, and they always turn up with respect. Where I'm sitting here at the moment is outside of my property, but the minute that people come, I'll show you, the minute that people come up these steps, can you see those shoes? People, even outside the house, take the shoes off. No carpets here, and cleanliness is next to godliness, my parents used to say. And there's a huge amount of respect for houses and taking shoes off, cleanliness. Everything's swept up, everything's cleaned up. The workmen are extremely conscientious. If they drill a hole, they sweep up. They make sure they've got a vacuum cleaner to suck the dust away before or definitely after. They're very polite. There's a lot of bowing and honouring, and it's almost like the workmen that come become family. They quite often travel, so they eat, and then they show interest in the story, which is really good. And I think we can learn a lot from that. One of the things I found, and it happens here to a certain extent, and I understand the context of this, so I'll explain it, in that when you want to buy something new in the UK or even here, the service is instantaneous. It's rather like on the sales hotline, there'll be 10 people, if you like, on the help desk. On the complaints or the after service, there might be one person, because they want to get the business in quick. You think about what happens when you get insurance. They'll sell you it, but then when you want to make a claim, it takes ages. In other words, basically, if you want to give a company or a service money, they're there tomorrow. If you want to get money back or get something for free or get them to one of the warranty, they're quite slow to turn up, and it's not quite as good, and they'll get you to jump through hoops before they give you anything back. They're hoping, I would imagine, that you're going to give up. I never do give up. I generally tend to persevere and wait until I get what I'm entitled to. But from our point of view, we are a service provider as a personality. We are, in service, if you like, agents of God or agents of humanity or agents of the universe. You represent your family, you represent your employer or your company, but really in terms of your personality, which is where I started, you are the managing director, the head of your personal services organisation. Me as Michael Garner, before I created a brand which was Mind Focus Groups, or now Mr. Mike Garner brand. Even as an AA man, as a motor mechanic, when I turned up as a martial arts instructor for 30 odd years, as a Reiki master, as a hypnotherapist, whatever I do, I'm representing myself, aren't I? Even if I'm employed by somebody else, I'm turning up, I'm representing myself. I'm doing that as a dad, I'm doing that as a son, I'm doing that as a brother. All the relationships that I've got, I represent something. They are relationships, and I'm offering something, and so are you. Even if you work for somebody else, or if you work for yourself, why would somebody want to engage with you? Why would somebody want to interact with you? It's because you make the difference. Even if you are on minimum wage, somebody who uses your service, you might be the only person that they talk to that day. That's particularly true of elderly people who don't get out. Maybe they've lost a family, maybe they're at that end of life where they don't socialise much, and they're coming out to purchase something. It might just be a pint of milk, it might just be some fairy liquid for washing up, or something quite, maybe they're going to fill the car up, you know, for those rare journeys that they make these days in the car. And the person at the petrol station, on minimum wage possibly, doing something on repeat, is extremely important. They don't realise that the contact that they're making, some chickens there, they don't realise that the contact that they're making with that chap, that lady, or whoever it is that's getting that fuel, might be the only contact that that person getting the fuel has with somebody all day. And yet, quite often, service providers can be quite dismissive. Something I was very, very aware of with the AA, that as an AA patrol for 32 years, when I turned up, I represented the AA, and although I was on repeat doing 10, 12, 13 jobs a day, that person who was using that service probably hasn't used the AA for a year, 3 years, 5 years, and I represented the AA. I represent myself now, so do you, in every contact and interaction that you make with other people. Every phone call, every text, every post, every tweet, every Instagram, whatever it is that you do to network yourself, you are networking yourself. You're making a difference. Everything counts. You know, whether you say something or you don't, it's a cause, and the effect affects everybody else and affects your future timeline, your lifeline, your future, how you behave. When people see you, even if you don't know they're watching you, people are noticing how you behave, what you say, how you act, how you look. And it changes your karma, changes your future potentialities. It creates opportunities or shuts down opportunities. It opens doors or closes them. Because you are a brand. You offer a service, or you should be doing. And what's your legacy? You know, even if you're, as I say, selling petrol, or you work in a shop, or you work in a call centre, or you're a stay-at-home mum, or stay-at-home dad, or you're retired, when you go out shopping, when you go online, what do you represent? What's your brand? How do people see you? What sort of a feeling do people get from your conversations, from you turning up, from your presence, which is your essence? And I want to be the sort of person that people like to be around, and people like to talk to. I like to make people feel good. I hope that I do make people feel good. I know that I make people feel good. Maybe not everybody, and you don't necessarily have to agree with the stuff that I talk about. But I'm not offensive, hopefully. I'm not confrontational. Although I'm assertive and I'm strong-minded, and I stand up for what I believe. But I do it kindly and constructively and positively. That's how I see myself. I don't know how you see me, but I'm aware of that. I'm witnessing that as I'm witnessing everybody else that I interact with. So I want you to think about your brand. I want you to think about your service and whether or not you would want to interact with you. Would you want you to turn up? Do you turn up half-heartedly, begrudgingly? Do you turn up positively or with attitude? Do you turn up graciously or bombastically? Are you argumentative? Are you easy to get on with? Are you difficult? Are you demanding? If you had a problem, would you want somebody like you to be on the other end of the phone, helping you with your problem? If you were the only person that you were able to talk to, like the scenario of the elderly person who doesn't have a lot of social interaction anymore, family have died, maybe they don't get out, maybe they're not well, would you want you on the other end of the phone? Would you want you in the shop? Would you want you as a next door neighbour? Would you be a good next door neighbour, or would you be a nightmare? Do you keep yourself to yourself, and in doing that you close doors and you shut people down and you don't give people time? Is that nice? Is that kind? Is that what you would want? Look in the mirror and see what you represent. You are a brand, you are a service, and I always think, it might sound morbid this, but it's quite important this, what would your eulogy sound like at your funeral when people are talking about you, your legacy? What are you leaving to humanity as a memory amongst your friends and family, in your community? Will it be positive? I've got a feeling that mine will be extremely positive. I could be wrong, I could be deluded, I don't think I am. But do you know? And do you care? Because you should. Because you're here for a reason. Everybody's significant, everybody's important, there's no mistakes. The universe or God, whatever you believe, doesn't make mistakes. In a community of ants, in a flock of birds, in a shoal of fish, everybody plays a part, and you're here to play a part. And do you play your part positively, or do you play it negatively? Think about that. Witness that as I witness the world. And if you've got any comments on this, put your comments in the comments box below and check back for more observations from me, Mike Garner, and MrMikeGarner.com. Take care, have a good day, and realise that you're here to offer a service and make it the best that you can do. God bless.